Hello viewers, happy to see you again. This is Listen to Literature series, and in this series we are going to learn about Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens, one of the major novelists of the Victorian age. Charles Dickens was born in Portsmouth, Hampshire, England in the year 1812. He was second of 8 children of John and Elizabeth Dickens. Dickens' father was a clerk in the Naval Pay Office, while his mother had been in service to Lord Drew. In 1824, Dickens' father was imprisoned for death. The entire family, except Dickens, were sent to prison along with their father. Dickens attended school in London between 1824 and 27. Dickens was sent to work in a blacking warehouse where he pasted labels on bottles for 6 shillings a week. Dickens was forced to leave school again in 1827 when his family was evicted from their home in Somerstown for unpaid rent dues. Dickens learned shorthand and began his career as a journalist. He worked as a parliamentary reporter for 2 London newspapers. Around this time, he also fell in love with Maria Bednell, but her father objected to the match on ground of Dickens' low social status. 2 years later, Dickens joined a newspaper, the Morning Chronicle, where he was asked to write a series of sketches about London life. This gave rise to Sketches by Boz, his first literary experiment. Boz was Dickens' family name, which he adopted as a pseudonym. This was followed by his first novel, the posthumous paper of the Pickwick Club, in 1836 and 37. It was published in serial form in monthly installment. Dickens was the first person to make serialization of novel profitable and was able to expand his audience to include those who could not normally afford such literary works. Dickens married Catherine Hogarth, daughter of the editor of the Evening Chronicle, on 2nd April 1836. However, they did not achieve conjugal happiness and got separated many years later. Dickens' next novel, Oliver Twist and Nicholas Nickleby, established his fame as a novelist. Oliver Twist was the story of an orphan who endures a miserable existence in a warehouse. This novel was a response to the New Poor Law of 1834. Dickens' most popular novels are David Copperfield, Hard Times, A Tale of Two Cities, and Great Expectations. He also wrote Christmas stories, the most known of which is A Christmas Carol. Dickens traveled. Dickens traveled abroad in 1840s, first to America, then through Europe, where he also gave public readings from his works during the travel abroad. During the 1850s, Dickens suffered 2 losses, the great losses. This is considered as the black year in the history of Dickens. The first one is his death of his daughter and father. Later, he also separated from his wife during that decade. After this period, his writing became more serious and expressed a dark world view. Dickens was working on his last novel, a mystery novel titled A Mystery of Edwin Drood, during the time of his death. This work remained unfinished as Dickens died of stroke in 1870. Dickens published popular novels, Christmas books, and also short story collections. His novels are he has published 15 novels. Number one, The Adventure of Oliver Twist. Number two. Number three, The Life and Adventure of Nicholas Nickleby. The fourth one is The Old Curiosity Shop. The fifth one is A Tale of the Riot of 80s. The Life and Adventure of Martin Chuzzlewit, Dombey and Sons, David Copperfield, Bleak House, Hard Times for These Times, Little Dorrit, A Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectation, Our Mutual Friend, and the last one is The Mystery of Edwin Drood, which is remaining incomplete. The next one is he is famous for his Christmas books. He wrote totally 5. The first one is A Christmas Carol, The Chimneys, The Cricket on the Heart, The Battle of Life, and The Haunted Man and the Ghost Bargain. And his famous short stories are Sketches by Boz, the first story. The second one is Mud Fog Papers. The third one is Reprinted Piece, and the last one is The Uncommercial Traveler. Hope you enjoyed listening and learning something new today. Happy learning. We'll meet you soon again with a new author. Thank you. Bye-bye.